It's Ed here. Welcome to Lessons from My Mentors. And this one is from Achilles Demetrio, a physician, leader, inventor from a while ago. So this would have been early 2000s. And I don't think I've mentioned him before in one of the lessons from my mentors, but he was extremely influential in my development. And he was a highly regarded clinician out of Cedars-Sinai in LA. He came over with one of my other mentors who I've spoken about, who became the CEO of University Hospitals. So I think Tom Zenti realized that it'd be good to have a strong number two that was a clinician. And he brought over Achilles, and he was just amazing. I just love that man, and he taught me so much. He was so humble, and I don't know, I could go on and on. But what he taught me that I want to share with you today is about, and I wasn't quite sure how to phrase it because I couldn't remember the exact phraseology he used with me. But basically, let it go, move on to the next big thing. So, like everyone, right? You do something big, maybe you get some external recognition and you're super proud of it, and you should be, and you want to tell the world about it, and it's cool, it's natural. And then the mistake though is if we keep coming back to it. And that's what he was teaching me. He's like, Ed, that's great that you receive this accolade, that you receive this recognition, and that you appropriately reassign that, share that credit with your team, but don't keep going back to it. Use it as a springboard to what's next. So I call it let it go, let it go. Because some of us can get fixated, and I've been there as well. So again, I'm preaching to myself here and reminding myself of this particular lesson. But it came up to me because, and I won't go into a lot of detail, otherwise I will be bringing back up something cool from my past. But I had something cool happen. And I wanted, because it was, sort of an anniversary of that thing, I wanted to remind the world about it. And I didn't. And it was hard for me. I admit it was hard for me. But I remembered Achilles' words. And then I also see what others do. And sometimes, something happened big in someone's life. And man, they're fixated on it for the rest of their life and they don't move on. And I don't want to get specific because then people say, oh, he's talking about me, and I'm not talking about you. I'm talking to myself. And I know it's something that many people can be challenged with. So hence, me sharing it with you, and this lessons from my mentor. But it's cool when you're honored and recognized and you do something great. Your team does something great. You receive all sorts of accolades, and it's powerful and it's appropriate to celebrate. I'm a big believer in, yes, celebrate that success. Yes, celebrate that recognition, whatever it might be. Share the credit appropriately and then move on. Let it go. Don't go back to it over and over and over again and stake your credibility in your career and who you are based on that one-time event. And I think that's was the purpose. He saw me as this young CIO just starting off, and he wanted to help ensure my long-term success. And I think he knew that if I got fixated, it was pretty cool whatever happened. If I got fixated on that, then that might be the lid of what I attain. I'll always be like, yeah, I remember that. It's kind of like, I guess the better analogy is probably like people from high school, if you still hang out with them. And again, I'm not talking about anyone that I know, but it'll always be the glory day. Hey, remember when we won the state championship in tennis or whatever it might be? And they never moved on. And so they still go back to that. I think Bruce Springsteen had a song about that, right? Called Glory Days. It's like they keep going back, talking about that time when, and it could be, I could give you army examples as well, where, people will be talking about certain battles they may have been in, certain firefights, and that's all they could talk about and focus on. And that's okay, again, to give honor to the past and recognize the past and give thankfulness for everything that happened, that occasion is about. But you've got to move on. You've got to let it go and move on, and you just use that as a springboard, as a motivation to what is next. So reminder to myself, and hopefully it helps some of you, when I see those anniversaries pop up, and it's so easy, right? Because of Facebook and LinkedIn and other social media to see those things come up. I'm going to let it go. It's like, it's cool that it happened. It was amazing, but I don't need to remind other people about that. I just should keep moving down and keep doing good things for the world, for whatever the mission and vision that you have, and let that be your testimony. Like, hey, what am I doing now? What have you done for me lately? What are you doing now? And what are you doing in the future? And let that help propel you, as opposed to being stuck in the past and keep reminding everyone what a great thing you did. So that's it. Short one, but profound, at least to me. Nevertheless, just let it go, move on. What's next? Hey, I know you busy life. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.